Welcome back, everybody, to Brown Bag Bets, powered by BetSperts. We are your daily dose of quick hit handicapping and sports betting picks. I'm Alex Christensen, and joining me, as always, is Mr. Andy Molitor. And boy, Andy, am I glad I talked myself out of betting the Heat.
Yeah, I actually bet the Celtics. Like, just a couple people did, and then Dogma did. I'm like, I'll put $100 on the Celtics. Like, whatever. I just want to join the crowd and cheer for something here. So I ended up on the advice of, I believe it was our New York-based friend, Mr. Brinks. We were
Mm.
talking in the NBA chat about the total dropping down, and he's like, it's still too damn high. I'm like, whatever. So there was like a 185
The
out
second
there.
half under, yeah.
Yeah, well, it was a live one. I think it was 185 somewhere in the second
Yeah.
quarter, somewhere there. So I'm like, whatever, we'll put a little. But so I went to 2-0 in the game that I really didn't watch a lot of because it wasn't great. It was it's funny too. Like, and somebody bitched about the NBA games and the conference finals not being great. This one actually featured a lead change. I mean, the Heat were leading at halftime and ended up losing the game, but I mean, it was a really bad second half for them. So it goes to show Lowry ain't right. I don't know if he should play anymore. I think that's probably to the detriment of the team, and Celtics are playing well. So we'll see where this goes. I'm sitting on about even money on the series price, feeling good that it's at minus 1250 now as we Game 6 Sunday, then I believe, or it would be Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening.
Yeah, probably Saturday.
I'm off by a day. I feel like it's Friday. I may not show up tomorrow.
That's okay. We'll make sure we get you ready and going for tomorrow. But it was a game where just, and I said it, I think, on the BetUS NBA show yesterday. The Heat look old. They finally, for the first time all year, and Lowry is hurt. He is not right, but
Right.
I mean, PJ Tucker is not moving well. I mean, his shot, the angle changes, the release changes every single time now. They just look really beat up and kind of just don't have it in them to beat a team in Boston that has finally settled down, kind of gotten control of themselves. I mean, a little bit worried maybe about Tatum. He seemed to have like a shoulder thing in the first quarter, but played the rest of the game. Seemed like he was fine. So Boston is the more talented of these two teams, and as good as Spoelstra is, there's just not enough ammunition for him to put together enough to take down the Celtics team. So yeah, I mean the series price, like you said, right now is minus 1250. The Heat plus 750. That's no way. No way am I betting the Heat. I mean, if you think Miami can do it, just bet in the next game and roll the money over. I think you might do better than the plus 750. Honestly, it's
Usually, almost
yeah.
almost certainly in these cases, you end up better that way.
I'll probably be on Miami, maybe first half or something in the next game. I do think they'll come out and give a solid effort. I mean, the game was close for a little while, and as someone that has pushed back on the conference games have all been terrible narrative, that was
Well,
bad.
this
That was a
was
bad, bad game. I don't remember the last time I saw a live total of 181 and a half in the first quarter.
yeah. It bounced. Yeah, it kind of just bounced around. Honestly, for the rest of the game, once I bet a live total, I usually will keep the screen up to kind of monitor what the market thinks. It's a better judge of it than I can be. And really, the entirety of the game, it went between like 177 and 181. It just kind of sat there. Like the pace, they guessed pretty well when they ended up, putting that live total right around the 180, 180. I think it was 185 or something. I got either way, it didn't matter. I think it ended 169. It was not
Yeah,
close to
something like
the
that.
204, 205 that we ended up on. We'll talk a little more about game number 6 tomorrow, as we'll look at it tomorrow. But tonight, is this a game 5? Yeah, it has to be. Almost certainly game 5, right?
Game
This
five,
is a close,
presumably the
maybe a
closeout game.
closeout. Yeah,
Well,
this is the
that's it again. If you
gentleman's sweep closeout.
That's right. This is the gentleman's sweep game. You know, as I said, sort of backhandedly a little bit, the Warriors had to fly home anyway. They might as well play a basketball game when they get there. So
Yeah.
they're 7-point favorites tonight, deserving to be the favorite. But as you know, a handful of people have said already, and Andy, I believe this is an official play for you as well. Give me the points with the Mavericks here. I mean, 7 is quite a bit of points. You start to look at the series, and it really has come down to a lot of the shooting. You look at the first game, the Warriors closed minus 5.5. Now, this number matches the second game where the Warriors closed 7, but I think the Mavericks have looked much better than they did those first couple games. And it's not just the shooting. I mean, finally, they were able to hit some of their threes. again, they're going to shoot 44, 45 threes a game, and they finally made 20 of them the other night. Now, I don't think that they're going to shoot that 46% again, but if they can get anywhere close to kind of where their average is, and if you go back through those first couple games, and again, I throw game one out. You watch that game, the Mavericks were not interested in playing basketball.
Get out
But
of here.
you look at games 2 and 3, you start to adjust some things and balance out the shooting. These are really close games, and I do think Golden State wins, but the Mavericks can keep it tight, and I think they'll find a way to maybe make the game a little bit ugly. So give me the Mavs +7.
Mavs, yeah. Official play for me too. You know what? Just following along and listening to how everything goes with my smarter NBA friends, I might have played this on my own, just knowing like everyone else. I probably would have asked like everybody thinks this number's too big, right? And then put a little money on it. So no, but is it official Andy play as well? It is a bag census. We are ready to rock. And truthfully, I kind of hope the series is just over. I hope it's just like Warriors by 2 right at the end. I don't actually Warriors by 3. I want them to have the ball up by 1. I don't want overtime to even.
I hope the Warriors are up a million at halftime. I go to sleep and I wake up to find the Mavericks made some sort of fourth quarter nonsense comeback that didn't matter and they lost by 6. That's what I
Yeah,
think. That's my dream.
I'm down. Yeah, that's maybe there is something to be said for a really strong first half the other way, and then a nice middle spot. I'll probably be watching this game. There's not much else. Golf will be over at this point, so excited for this one tonight. And speaking of golf, I played a lot this week. I went heavy for a bad. It's not a bad tournament. It's not a good payout though. It is what we call an eight. It's only an $8 million pot, I think. These some of the bigger ones are 12s. Obviously, the majors are huge. The players is big. It's not a huge payout, but it's a nice tournament, nice course, and it draws a decent field here as we are again sitting about a month from a major, like we always are. Right now, Christian Bezuidenhout of South Africa is our leader at 4 under. Bunch of guys at 3, bunch of guys at 2. In fact, 15 guys at 2, 3, and 4, and then there's only 60 players that have teed off at this point, half the field. Only 120 in this field as it's invitational. Some of my matchups are doing good. The ones that aren't, I'm going to chalk up to my guy hasn't teed off yet, and the other guy's playing well already. So what can I do about that? I didn't play
Can't play
Bazuden.
defense.
Yeah, I didn't play Bezuidenhout as an outright or anything, but I do have him in a matchup. So having him come out of the gates hot is pretty nice. I just need Kevin Kisner to play poorly. 2 matchups going already for me today. Round 1 matchups. One is winning, one is losing, and one isn't started. And that's what I'm going to talk about. Davis Riley is a guy I've talked about a bunch. I joked on a couple shows that the whole world bet him this week because the whole world kind of did. If he wins this tournament with this field, God bless his heart, that would be amazing. But he is someone who is coming up in the world, like his form numbers, his I just want to say like course fit, what I used as far as that. Like that looked really good with him here. I went back and did some double checking. Like sometimes these guys who haven't played a lot, it's like maybe I don't have the best sample size. Feel like I have a decent enough sample on this guy to play him, especially over Troy Merritt, who I did not like at all this week. I couldn't tell you exactly why. I don't think I ever liked Troy Merritt. I'm gonna
You
pull
do
up my
bet
thing
against
here.
him a lot.
I feel like I see him in a lot of my bets, and it's not betting on Merritt ever. So Davis Riley is one of my outrights. I'm gonna look real quick what I have him for. Davis Riley is also a. Oop, Page took him as an outright. I thought maybe I had him as a top 40, but I did use him there. I used him in a matchup against Maverick McNeely, who
Mm-hmm.
is even through 7. Obviously, Riley hasn't teed off, so lots and lots of Davis Riley exposure this week. And then yeah, let's pull up Troy Merritt. Troy Merritt sucks at everything according to my numbers. Like just the course fit. The only thing I really have him fitting well, it's like he does okay on just general par 4 scoring, but he's not accurate off the tee. He's not finding a lot of greens. He's gonna have to really be good chipping. And I don't. And again, using just a straight greens and regulation only model, I have him 105th in the field out of 120 of that. So You do need to find these small greens this week if you want to be scoring. I don't see him scoring a lot. So, boo Troy Merritt. Let's go
Ooh,
Riley Davis, which
Davis
feels like
Riley.
Davis Riley. Yeah, two first names,
Or
kind
two
of,
last names.
or two last names. It's either or. I'll have more this week. I'll probably have another daily play tomorrow. I think I was going to give out a. Oh, I do have one that hasn't started yet. So I guess of all my, my full tournament matchups, those aren't usually like these where the tee times are similar. Sometimes it's a guy that starts in the morning versus a guy that goes in the afternoon. So I have a lot where one guy's golfing. But I did play Mito, who people were maybe a little scared to bet. Maybe I talked about this one yesterday. Mito
You
over
did.
Answer. Yeah, that's the only one. It was one I did talk about yesterday. So if you missed that, Mito over Abraham Answer, that's a play that hasn't started if you want to get a little more action down on this. Other than that, yes, best of luck to me and the rest of the BetSports Golf squad as we try to follow up with another outright. I feel like I
They're
might have
easy
an outright.
yours.
Well, I feel like I might have an outright next weekend that has a decent shot. And her name is Iga.
Well, I mean, it's not often that you bet on the favorite, and this even
I
isn't one of those weird ones where like the favorite's 5-1, and we're making fun of you
no,
for taking 5-1. And again, a -110 bet over 2 weeks. I guess maybe I should make fun of you for that, but it's
you
hard to
could.
count that.
It's hard to count it, but Christ, she made Allison Risky look bad today.
I have to look at what the total points won was again. She was over. She was
Wasn't
at
good.
75% at one point. Now again, that means she won 75% of all the points. Returns every time they hit a ball, she was winning 3 of every 4. You rarely see players get above 60, let alone all the way up to 75. So
She
um,
had 3 break points to go up 4-0 in the second set after winning the first set 6-0. So
the live total was 12 and a half.
yeah, it was getting pretty rough there. It was akin to the gentleman's sweep. She gave Allison a couple games at the end. Didn't even know where she was. Sat down on the changeover at 1-0, just kind of took her a little break. That's the kind of respect she's already getting. The ump just kind of let her. She'll figure it out, I'm sure. So, and
She finished with
Zhang.
66% of total points, which again is a staggering number. You rarely see people in the high 50s, let alone above 60. That's just.
I mean,
Oof.
you'll often see a winner not have a majority of the winning points. They just
Right,
have
like
the high
or even
leverage points.
51, 52%. Like
Yeah, I mean, you'll see a 49 where it's like, well, they got the high leverage ones, because there will be players who take off serve complete, or take off return games completely, and just be like, well, I'm losing this one to love, and I'm not going to win a single point. I'm just reserving some energy. So, Zhang is in the third set, up a break, up a break. I'm going to jinx it. I don't care. I'm too
but we're already
excited.
up. She
I'm
cast her plus 1.5 sets at
yes.
plus 120. We're cruising.
Osorio, absolute domination on not only the spread, but was that the alt spread too?
She got dominated.
Oh, she lost? Did I
Oh,
miss the
outright.
spread?
Yesterday, Andy was arguably the worst day of tennis betting in the last 2 years. I think I was
I
like
just,
0 and
I
9
just,
yesterday.
I just looked at the score. I figured she won. Oh my, I
Oh
feel like an
no,
asshole
no.
now. She lost 6-3, 6-3.
She indeed did. Yes.
I looked at the score upside down. We're gonna edit that part out. I
That's
can't
good.
believe I
It's
I
true. It's a
didn't
good thing
look
this
long
isn't
enough.
live.
Well, Zhang's making it up. I don't care. I can't. She's unjinxable, and Azarenka hasn't started yet.
These are actually tomorrow. It turns out I thought
Okay.
Azarenka Teichmann would be today, but got 2 plays for tomorrow. Again, plays just kind of wrapping up here. On the women's side, there is really just one match left. Cornet Ostapenko. I wouldn't hold it against you if you want to do a money line bet on a Cornet there. Again, it's always up in the air that Ostapenko might just lose this match, but that's the last women's match of the day. On the men's side, things are grinding down. You've got Tsitsipas should make pretty quick work here. The Sinner RCB match might be fun, but no plays there. So 2 for us tomorrow. And again, this one I gave out yesterday, the first one. Azarenka Teichmann, under 21. Wouldn't mind a bet on Teichmann, but I just, as I go back and look through it, there's a chance that either one of these women wins this match 6-2, 6-2. Azarenka is someone who has had a solid week. A lot of it has been sort of luck, honestly, if you go back and watch some of the points she's been able to win and what her opponents have really kind of handed her. But super talented, generally plays quick matches. Teichmann, too. And this just looks like a nice 6-3, 6-4 kind of situation for me. So under 21 sounds great. I'll just grab under 21 games. I don't have to worry about who wins. If we get this done in 2 sets, this should cover pretty easily. And then Daria, formerly Gavrilova, now Seville, and Seville's pretty much everywhere. So I'm just going to put that up now. Goes up against Martina Trevisan, who Trevisan has had a nice season so far, generally plays better on the clay, is someone that works very hard, but doesn't do anything better than Seville does. As I look at the matchup, from a tennis perspective, from a numbers perspective, Seville, although on a smaller sample size, has been much more impressive and against a better level of competition. I have Seville as almost a small favorite here. I'd have this match probably a pick 'em if I was really setting it myself. So plus 135 looks good, and Seville's been really putting away players like this season. So happy to sprinkle a little bit there on the 2-0 or minus 1.5 sets. It's also listed there, plus 260. So an under, a dog, and then a little correct score bet.
I like a correct score bet. Azarenka went under her last match. Even with a tiebreaker, she went under. I think it was a 6-1.
A lot of that this week.
6-1 with a tiebreak. Those WTA, like the aliens guy, except it says WTA underneath it. Like that's
I just WTA.
WTA. Yeah, it's a whole thing. So French Open, we're gonna do this for another week. There's a lot of French Open. There won't be as much. Where do people who lose? Where do the losers go? Next week, was there 250 like that the losers had to play? There's always during the fortnight.
They've got the week here still. They've got the week here still, so they probably go find a croissant to cry in. But the women will head to Croatia. And I'm not familiar with this event, but Makarska, Croatia? Is kind of my best attempt there. That's a new event.
So impressed with Umag that Croatia has been awarded another major tournament. Not a major,
the girls will go to Makarska. I'm not sure where the men are headed, but yeah, there's always a second tournament. We've got a couple days for that, so that'll be fun.
It's nice, yeah. We can, as we run out of French Open matches, we'll have the secondary tournaments where all the losers. Osorio is going to head there, apparently. God, I can't believe I looked at that score wrong. That's one of those biases where you have a big favorite and you see the score line and be like, oh, she covered. You don't even look who had the 6s and who had the 3s. Andy's just dumb today, I guess.
Halep. It's okay. I don't take it personally.
Halep taking a MTO. Of course she is. Tactical.
Fingers crossed.
Calling her out.
Fingers crossed. You bet the money line of the book that's going to cash after the first set.
Yeah.
Which is not many.
I don't think she retires. I think it's tactical. So,
all right. She generally is not that kind of player. When she takes an MTO, she's usually messed up. Who knows? That back would snap at a
when you bet against her, she's a snake in the grass. No quarter will be given. So, all right, if you stuck with us and you're in the YouTube, give us a thumbs up on the way out. Those feed my life force. I need those. That helps everything. Thanks to our sponsors, FanDuel. Thanks to Alex for feeding me some tennis and basketball. Thanks to producer Dan for producing. Thanks to you in the chat. And we'll catch you guys for a Friday edition tomorrow.